Аккуратно!
In this video footage, we are going to take a closer look at some of the most striking and intense recordings captured during the ongoing Ukraine-Russia conflict. These clips reveal the raw realities of the battlefield, from the tension-filled front lines to the split-second decisions that can determine life or death. Each moment caught on camera offers a glimpse into the courage, strategy, and human endurance that define this brutal war. Stay with us as we dive deep into these extraordinary scenes, providing a perspective that goes far beyond the headlines and brings you face to face with the true intensity of the conflict. Number 10. Elements of the Azov Battalion of Ukraine launched a comprehensive clearance operation in the abandoned industrial facilities near Toretsk to eliminate any enemy presence. A small Ukrainian infantry team assigned to sweep the high-risk buildings moved cautiously through the structures, checking every room, corridor, and potential hiding place where an enemy could be concealed. At the same time, supporting units positioned around the area maintained perimeter security against possible ambushes and remained on alert to intervene quickly if needed. One of the teams reached the entrance of a heavily worn building. The door was unlocked, but they advanced with great caution against any threat from inside. As a Ukrainian soldier reached out to pry the door open, a sudden burst of gunfire rang out from within. The first clear sign that the enemy was still holding positions in the area. Ukrainian forces immediately took up positions and returned fire, spreading out around the doorway. A short but intense firefight ensued. When the Russian fighter inside realized he was cornered, he ceased resistance and announced his surrender. Following standard procedure, the Ukrainian soldiers ordered him to drop his weapon onto the ground, then to kneel with his hands on his head.
Ты! Как сюда пришел? Вторая рука где? Вставай! Медленно вставай! Контре! Ты на меня стрелял, стоп! Ты шо, бессмертный, сюда пришел вообще? Вставай быстро! Быстро вставай! Ноги целые? Быстро заходи в дом.
After the surrender, the Ukrainians performed a rapid security check and conducted a brief battlefield interrogation to obtain his location details and whether there were other enemy elements nearby. Once they gathered the necessary information, they escorted the Russian combatant to a secure area. During this process, Ukrainian personnel acted in accordance with the laws of armed conflict. They checked the captive's medical condition and provided first aid where required. Number 9. In the suburban area of New York, in the direction of Toretsk, fighting has shifted from open fields to the narrow confines between walls. Special reconnaissance units attached to the Azov Brigade are conducting literal house-by-house, room-by-room clearing operations. Ordinary civilian houses that once sheltered families have been transformed into deadly ambush points. For Ukrainian infantry, clearing these buildings has become one of the most dangerous tasks on the front. When they open a door, they cannot know what awaits: an enemy combatant or a booby-trapped entryway. Still, each structure must be searched thoroughly. Small, hidden enemy teams do more than set ambushes. They can identify Ukrainian positions and relay them to artillery units, or launch night raids that disrupt defensive lines. Russian forces continuously probe the Ukrainian defenses along the Toretsk line, attempting infiltration with small assault teams to test reaction times. Consequently, neutralizing these penetration attempts before they grow has become a primary mission for Azov fighters. Units first scan buildings with reconnaissance drones and check for movement using thermal imagers. When an enemy is detected, the structure is surrounded and a surrender call is issued. If resistance continues, an operation is launched swiftly and the building is cleared professionally. Number 8.
Карандаши. Давай, братан. Давай.
The striking video footage captured by GoPro cameras brings the attack moments of a landing operation in the Kharkiv region to life with full intensity. The cameras put viewers in the middle of the action from the perspective of soldiers crouched behind cover, gasping for breath. Muzzle flashes illuminate the scene, rounds slam into the ground, and the shock of explosions hits the observer almost physically. The enemy tried to secure the approach with 120mm mortars, but this curtain of fire could not stop the Ukrainian forces. Despite the hail of deadly bullets, the soldiers plunged into dense tree lines and pressed forward.
Тихо! Родной, тише будь, тише! Потерпи!
Сейчас поможем! Как лоб надо дышать!
Even when wounded, they refuse to retreat, continuing the fight. These footages are not only a record of violence, but also a testament to discipline and composure under extreme pressure. Number 7. A GoPro worn by a Russian infantryman captures the harrowing moments of an FPV drone strike. The soldier has taken cover behind a wrecked armored vehicle, its sides shredded and useless. His breathing quickens as he scans his surroundings, fully aware that something is tracking him from above, the unmistakable hum of an approaching FPV drone. As the drone draws closer, panic rises. The Russian fighter shifts positions rapidly, moving from one corner of the wreckage to another. Although he cannot see the drone directly, he knows its approach direction by the sound. But it is of no use. The FPV strikes its target. The Russian soldier is hit and injured. Number 6.
Все, Марк, 200. Тикают! Ебашь эту всё!
Soldiers of the 1st Platoon, 1st Mechanized Battalion of the 3rd Assault Brigade record the front lines from their GoPro cameras, giving a raw view of the battlefield. Through this footage, we witness how Ukrainian infantry endure extremely intense combat. Pressed against the ground and advancing cautiously, these young soldiers strain to track the trajectory of each round, carrying the psychological weight of war on their shoulders.
Крей!
Вони бігли дальше! 3-4 чоловіка як мінімум!
Only these recordings can convey what fighting on the front lines truly means. Every second is a life or death decision. Do you run, return fire, or wait a few more moments to survive? Even as bullets pass just inches from their heads, they move in coordination. Amidst dust, smoke, and the roar of explosions, they strive to remain calm. Many of these soldiers are still very young. Every step places them on the thin line between life and death. Yet despite the danger, they successfully complete the operation, carrying out their mission flawlessly. Number 5. Striking video footage captured by a helmet camera shows a Ukrainian soldier coming face to face with invading Russian forces. The encounter is believed to have taken place in the Zaporizhzhia region. The footage records, second by second, the moments when a Ukrainian fire support team advancing along a narrow front pours intensive suppressive fire into Russian positions. The GP series mortars used on the ground are known to have an effective range of up to roughly 400 meters. The firing angle and the projectile trajectories visible in the footage suggest the target was at a medium distance, approximately 250 to 300 meters away. At those ranges, fire superiority depends heavily on speed and surprise, so the reaction to the initial round is critically important. The first rocket, however, does not provoke an immediate counterstrike from the Russian positions. That could indicate uncertainty about the exact location of the strike, or that the defenders initially underestimated the attack. When a second rocket is launched, the situation changes dramatically.
Плюс. Полностью в огонь.
Кан, работай!
A heavy return barrage comes from the enemy. This indicates Russian units possess either surveillance systems or rapid detect and respond capabilities that let them quickly localize the source of incoming fire. When the Ukrainian team prepares to fire a third round, the clash has clearly reached close quarters intensity. At that point, the squad recognizes their current firing posture has become exposed and disadvantageous. Rather than fall back, they switch to a more aggressive approach, maintaining pressure with successive VOG grenade launcher shots. That tactic makes clear a small unit alone cannot finish the task, and that coordinated fire support involving additional elements is needed. Most likely at this stage they called for backup over radio, either aerial reconnaissance from drones or suppressive fire from other friendly units. Number 4. The GoPro camera worn by a soldier from Ukraine's Kord Special Police Unit captured the intense urban combat in Toretsk in all its raw reality. The video footage shows the unit rapidly moving through the narrow streets in an armored, tactical vehicle, preparing to launch a sudden raid on a building under Russian occupation. The roar of engines and the echo of explosions in the tight city streets immediately convey just how perilous the operation is. As the vehicle approaches the target building, Ukrainian infantry quickly dismount and begin securing the surrounding area. Each soldier spreads out in different directions, making brief preparations before advancing toward the structure. At this point, bullspike AIT mortars come into play. They deliver suppressive fire on structural points to prevent the enemy inside from mounting any effective resistance. With each explosion, chunks of concrete scatter, and clouds of dust fill the entire street.
Давай, помогай!
After a short advance, the unit takes shelter in a nearby warehouse to establish temporary protection. While regrouping there, they believe they have reached a relatively safe position. However, the calm is short-lived. Russian forces, having likely noticed the operation, launch a sudden counterattack. The sound of rounds striking metal surfaces and the proximity of explosions instantly turn the area chaotic. During this assault, one Ukrainian soldier is wounded. The GoPro video footage shows his teammates immediately moving him to a safer location without hesitation. While medical intervention takes place, the remaining soldiers assume defensive positions to keep the enemy at bay. Once the injured soldier is evacuated, the unit does not retreat, but instead reorganizes and resumes the attack. Abandoning the mission is not an option. Street fighting continues until evening. As darkness falls, the flashes from explosions illuminate building walls, and the trails of bullets cut through the night. By the end of the day, Ukrainian forces have fully secured control of the building. Russian positions are neutralized. Some enemy soldiers are incapacitated, and a few are taken prisoner. This operation, captured through the GPORO, highlights not only the complexity and brutality of urban warfare, but also the resilience, coordination, and unwavering trust among Ukrainian soldiers. Number 3. Striking video footage has emerged showing Ukrainian soldiers launching an assault on enemy positions. The clash reportedly took place near the village of Ivanivka in the Kharkiv region, one of the most dangerous sections of the front line. This area has long been a strategic point where both sides have attempted to establish intense pressure. The operation begins as Ukrainian forces advance toward enemy positions in an armored personnel carrier, APC. As the vehicle speeds along the dusty rural roads, even the soldiers breathing inside conveys the tension of the moment. Upon reaching the target, the doors open, and infantrymen rapidly dismount and spread out to secure the surrounding area. Contact with the enemy occurs almost immediately, with the sound of bullets whizzing by and explosions echoing through the terrain. Knowing that lingering in the open would be fatal, the Ukrainian soldiers quickly advance toward enemy trenches to establish more protected positions.
Ого, блядь! Давай! Да!
The first assault group manages to reach a point very close to the Russian positions, applying pressure with grenades and automatic fire to keep the defenders pinned down. However, as the second wave attempts to advance, an unexpected danger emerges. The terrain is heavily mined, and two advancing Ukrainian soldiers step on ground-placed explosives.
Пацаны, муха!
Пацаны!
The resulting blast throws one soldier to the ground. Despite the severity of the situation, the wounded soldier displays extraordinary composure and immediately applies a tourniquet to himself. In these critical moments where every second counts, his team members rush to assist and move him to a safer location. Even as the injured soldier is evacuated, the fighting does not cease.
Своя! На, пидор! А?
Сейчас будут работать птички, только они будут впереди вас работать по посадке, по пидорасам.
Плюс! Сейчас птички работать со скидами будут, им пизда! Вам пизда! Пидорасы ебаные!
The remaining infantry continues the assault, advancing under constant fire to suppress enemy troops in the trenches. At this point, Ukrainian reconnaissance drones silently join the battle from above. Operators relay the coordinates of enemy positions to the ground forces, allowing for precise targeting. In some cases, munitions are even delivered directly by drone to neutralize specific points. After intense fighting, the area largely comes under Ukrainian control. With the trenches cleared, soldiers can briefly catch their breath. Yet the video footage underscores how precarious the battle remains. In these clashes, where even a few meters of ground can be deadly, both courage and coordination are clearly indispensable for survival. Number 2.
Together! Come on, come on!
The next video footage offers an unfiltered and raw glimpse into the realities of war. This time, the camera is not mounted on a Ukrainian soldier, but on a 19-year-old Australian volunteer. Thousands of kilometers from his home country, fighting on foreign soil along the front lines. His GoPro recordings are now circulating online, reminding viewers of the stark and brutal truth of combat.
Run. Head down. And Come down.
Because you'll come like.
You good? You good? John!
I'm going this way.
In the footage, it's not just the whizzing of bullets or the sound of explosions that is heard. Viewers also feel the intense pressure of being constantly on high alert, the ever-present awareness of death just meters away. Because the soldier is wearing the camera, nothing is hidden. His breathing quickens, his hands tremble, and he constantly scans his surroundings. These moments make it clear that war is not only a physical struggle, but also an immense psychological battle.
You okay? All good? Yes. Alright. Alright. Those Russian forces? Maybe someone's hit.
I hear the low testosterone. It must be.
Listen, just listen. FPV!
Want to go left?
Left. Go left, go!
Left.
I'll cover. Listen.
Sounds.
Run!
Recently, FPV kamikaze drone attacks have primarily been seen in operations conducted by Ukrainian forces. However, this footage vividly demonstrates the extreme stress and panic such attacks inflict on soldiers on the ground. The thought of an invisible enemy suddenly diving from the sky creates even more tension than incoming bullets. There is no confirmed information regarding the young soldier's fate. It is unknown whether he survived the mission or emerged unharmed. Official sources, however, report that the operation was successful and the area was cleared of enemy forces. Regardless, this footage serves as a powerful reminder that behind every war report we watch on screen are real people, and that each explosion could cost someone their life. Number 1. In this video footage, Russian infantry are seen advancing in a vehicle when they spot an FPV drone. One of the Russian soldiers exits the vehicle in an attempt to shoot down the drone, but he is unsuccessful. The FPV immediately targets the vehicle directly and scores a precise hit. Following the impact, 2 Russian soldiers begin to flee. After running for a short distance, one of the soldiers is seen wounded in the leg. The soldier had mounted a GPORO on his helmet, likely to showcase his bravery. However, after the mysterious machine that approached was destroyed by a Ukrainian FPI drone, his attempt at demonstrating courage quickly gave way to vulnerability and he decided to retreat.